Hello, my name is MArsalan, and my discussion is topic limits versus indefinite use, the ethics of biological specimen consent. The topic I'll be discussing is, should there be a time limit on the use of a patient's biological specimens after consent is given, or is indefinite use ethically justified if it benefits scientific progress? So the ethical perspective is that consent is not truly informed if patients do not know how long their specimen will be used. The common rule says that these basic elements must be incorporated in order for informed consent to have been given. A statement that the study involves research, an explanation of the purpose of the research and the expected duration of the subject's participation, a description of the procedure to be followed, and the identification of any procedures that are experimental. If a patient is not given the duration of their participation or the use of their specimen, they are not given the basic elements of informed consent, and therefore the consent they give was never true. The public health perspective is that trust in medical research depends on transparency. Due to the unethical research practices, such as the case of Henrietta Lacks in the Tuskegee syphilis study, the public often views clinical trials with skepticism and hesitancy to participate. To address this, we must prioritize transparency, clearly explaining the purpose of the research, participants' roles, and specifically how long their data or biological samples will be used. This openness helps build trust between the medical communities and potential participants. That's why we should establish clearer guidelines about study durations and specimen usage timelines as part of our ethical research. This article highlights the importance of information and intent transparency in regards to medical research. The ethical perspective as to why we should have indefinite use is that destroying viable specimens wastes life-saving potential. Henrietta Lacks cells represent one of the most significant yet ethically complex contributions to medical science. Her cells have become the foundation for countless medical breakthroughs since their isolation in 1951. These cells have been involved in research leading to nearly every major medical advancement of the past 7 decades. Their unique ability to divide indefinitely in laboratory conditions creates unprecedented opportunities for scientific investigations that did not exist before the discovery. Had HeLa cells been destroyed upon her death to respect her consent or never propagate, numerous medical milestones would have been delayed by decades or never achieved at all. These are some of the life-saving conditions that HeLa cells have accomplished, one of them being the polio eradication, the human papillomavirus vaccine, and the COVID-19 vaccine. The humanistic perspective is that biological samples are vital for future medical discoveries, especially for rare genetic diseases that may take decades to understand. When we destroy specimens due to arbitrary time limits, we risk losing potential cures that could emerge as technology advances. Many medical breakthroughs rely on old samples that seemed useless at the time but later provided critical answers, one of this being the discovery of the BRCA cancer gene. The blood samples were originally collected in 1970s to 1980s. Scientists couldn't analyze them until the 1990s when technology was advanced enough, and these cells later helped reveal the BRCA mutation that helped allow preventative care for millions of families, led to targeted therapies like the PARP inhibitors, and if these cells were destroyed 10 years or even 5 years after they were taken, these discoveries would have never been made. Here are my references. Thank you very much.